Bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Well, I'm glad you could join us. John Golinda is with us right now, and he is the clinic director for the American College of Traditional Chinese Medicine. And I assumed it was acupuncture, it was involved in that, and I was correct. How about that? Nice to see you, John. Acupuncture is fascinating to me. I know people who've had shoulders, knees, whatever, and gone to acupuncturists and been cured, been helped. Maybe not cured, helped is probably a better word.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Boy,
I know it's the nerves and things like that, but you explain it to us.
It does involve the nerves. I think basically understanding Chinese medicine, which means that you want to find a balance inside the body. If you have an injury that's occurred, that's usually from overuse or strain or sleeping on it funny, any number of things. And what acupuncture will help do is to actually help restore energy to that area, which will rebuild the muscle or the tissues that need some attention.
Okay, the needles that go in,
yes,
okay, are about how long?
They can vary from 1/4 of an inch to several inches.
Okay. And the people who apply that, the background they have, well, you obviously know about it,
Correct.
being the clinic director,
Correct.
are people who are experienced in this.
Correct.
And when they talk to a patient about it, how do they get the information from the patient about where they should do this?
Well, usually the interview for an acupuncturist takes anywhere from half an hour to 45 minutes. So it's a little bit more extensive than a visit to a medical doctor. And we'll want to know not just what's going on with your shoulder, but kind of taking a little bit of history of what's been going on with that person. We want to know specifically if it is a shoulder injury or if it's a referral of pain from something else. And that's how we'll have a good idea of how to diagnose and then how to treat.
Okay, now you originally got involved in that because you had an injury.
I did.
Yeah,
right.
Was it in the foot, you said?
I actually twisted my ankle playing soccer. Yeah.
And so you said, I'm going to avoid traditional medicine, traditional American medicine anyway, and went to an acupuncturist. And what happened?
Well, the trainer actually said I'd be laid up for anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks, typical twisted ankle. And I thought, well, I can try something different. So I went to see an acupuncturist, and swelling went down that night. Next day I felt fine, went back to the trainer. He tested the ankle. He says, you can play. So I played the next, about 2 days later, and I was fine.
Okay, and that was it. It was taken care of. Not everything works that easily.
Not only was the ankle totally taken care of, it piqued my curiosity, and that's where I started to study acupuncture. That was the start of it for me.
When people come in, there must be some apprehension with some people, most people, about
some
being
people.
stuck with needles.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Do they feel pain? I've never had it done. So friends of mine have. I've never had it done.
Well, let me explain to you. The needles are about the thickness of a hair. They're pliable. It's not like an inoculation. It's relatively painless. Sometimes you don't feel anything at all. The experience is actually quite pleasant. Most people kind of fall asleep. They get into a bit of a zone, and we call it just a healing zone. And from there, they start to get better. They have no hesitation coming back.
I'd fall asleep with one eye open, frankly. I'd still be awake,
Yeah.
But okay, what about things that normally would not be cured by acupuncture? I mean, there's a lot of things that cannot do.
Absolutely.
People come in, and there may be a charlatan somewhere that says, I'll fix this for you.
Right.
How can people avoid that?
Well, if you go, there is a licensing in California. And students have to complete a 4-year, very rigorous curriculum. They're trained, they're well trained, they're tested by the state, and once licensed by the state. I don't think you're going to run into problems that way, finding someone who's licensed in the state of California.
Okay.
Make sure that they're licensed.
Yeah, it is a licensing thing.
It is.
It's not just somebody picks up a handful of needles
No,
sit down, I want to talk to you.
No, it's quite rigorous, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, John, nice having you here. John Golinda has been our guest, and he is clinic director of the American College of Traditional Chinese Medicine, and they're on Arkansas Street, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, in San Francisco. Thanks very much for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you.